Welcome to the Sage Advice Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and today's episode is cut from another podcast of which I am the co-host, The Soul of Enterprise, which is also sponsored by Sage. The Soul of Enterprise is dedicated to belief that business has a spiritual, though not necessarily religious, component. I hope you enjoy this excerpt. If you do, please visit www.thesoulofenterprise.com for more.
Talking about positioning, the way Tim has just totally, changed my worldview about this, as he's really good at doing. But he likes to point out that positioning is all about trade-offs. And we've been talking about generalists for specialists for a long time. Paul O'Byrne's got that really funny video out there with the comparing the light store to Vinnie Pal's international restaurant, which has got like every food under the sun, right? Thai, Chinese,
and bail bonds, and bail bonds,
and loans, which it's just hysterical. Maybe we can put that video up. It's in multiple of our show notes. I'm sure from before, but it's really important. Tim takes that whole generalist for specialists a lot further. First, by pointing out that when you think about it, there's really no such thing as full service. If you go to most professional websites, like I was looking at one the other day for a law firm, and Ed, this law firm does everything. I mean, it's got every type of law you can imagine. And this law firm is like 75 people. It's like, how can you possibly be good at all this? Just thinking about it from the customer standpoint, there's just no way.
Right. And Tim, is the tip is that there's lots of different phrases that are used for this, right? So full service, wide range, full line, complete. And here's the thing. Full service is defined by whom? By the organization, right? So I was like, well, I think full service includes that you pump my gas.
Right.
Right. It's a completely meaningless phrase to say full service, because how is it that any possible customer is going to interpret that to mean something for them?
Yeah. Tim's got a great way of saying this. No client ever buys a wide range of expertise, but rather a specific kind of expertise. That's why we go to a specific surgeon, a heart specialist, cardiologist, orthopedic, whatever, because you're not buying a full range, a wide range of expertise. Nobody buys a product or service because it can do everything, but because it can do something, and something really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of the interesting things about Apple.
Yes, and we've had this debate or conversation. Alan Weiss is a big believer in you shouldn't have a specialty, and he talks a lot about the fact that he's a generalist. Except when push comes to shove, he's really a specialist in getting people to grow their organizations from, say, $100,000 to $1 million as sole proprietors. So, he does work with lots and lots of companies, but that's really his area of specialty.
Right. Yeah. I think when you start to scale, you've got to specialize, like Tim puts it, you've got to box yourself in. If you're not in a box, you're not following a strategy. No box is no strategy.
Yeah, well, and that is something that we did talk about on the strategy planning show, which is that strategy is more about what you're going to say no to versus what you're going to actually do.
Right. Just on that, Jonathan Stark really did a great show on this. It was like 5 minutes, and he threw out a definition of strategy that he's kind of morphed from a book called Good Strategy, Bad Strategy, which I had read, and then kind of added some of his twists on it. But just wanted to run this by you. Strategy is a concise, high-level approach to achieving an objective by playing strengths against weaknesses in unexpected ways. Now, look, it's terribly written. You want to take your editor pin all over that. That's unquotable. It's not memorable. But when you analyze each word, which he did, it makes complete sense. And especially that last one, unexpected way. The whole point about strategy is it better not be predictable. like Rory said,
there better be an innovation. There better be an innovation behind it.
Yeah, and it's got to be unpredictable. Otherwise, your enemy's going to know what you're up to. D-Day was unpredictable.
For more Sage advice, visit and subscribe at sageadvicepodcast.com.